Hi, my name is Kyle Watson and I'm a student at Metro State. I was given a project to interview an important person in the public relations field whose job is similar to what I could see myself doing. I chose Salvation Army and I interviewed Annette Bauer. The mission statement of the Salvation Army is an international movement. It's an evangelical part of the Universal Christian Church. Its message based on the Bible. Its ministry is motivated by the love of God. Its mission is to preach the gospel of Jesus Christ and meet the human needs in His name without discrimination. For children, they provide after-school activities. When storms strike, the Salvation Army helps out with food, water, spiritual support, and financial assistance. Annette Bauer is the Communications Relations Director of the Northern Division in the Salvation Army. Let me tell you a little bit of how Annette Bauer got into the position of Community Service Director at the Salvation Army. When she was pregnant in 1977, she had just had 2 children and she had dropped out of college. She was 12 credits away from receiving her bachelor's degree when she received a call from her sister, who works with the Salvation Army, explaining to her that there was a disaster relief and that 2 of the public relations director's employees had just quit and they were in desperate need of some help. So her sister asked Annette if she could come out and volunteer for the summer. Annette agreed and said it would just be for the summer. What turned into just working in the summer became something that became more permanent. She became a temp. After becoming a temp, she was promoted into executive director. They wanted to promote her to the community service director, but unfortunately Annette didn't have her bachelor's degree. She had 12 credits still to go. So they made up a title for her that was, they called her the secretary, but still gave her a pay raise and gave her the job responsibilities of the community service director because the Salvation Army couldn't find anybody that they thought was right for the position. So Annette went to school to finish her bachelor's while working under this job title, and when she finished her bachelor's, they promoted her into the job title of community service director. Okay, so Annette Bauer on a daily basis will be watching over the communications department, all the people that I listed that are under her that she needs to make sure are doing their jobs. She'll be calling organizations to make sure that they can get the funds if there's a disaster relief or there's something that they need organizations to be giving to. She's got meetings usually on an average 7 days. So during these meetings, she'll meet with organizations and explain to them why they need funding, what they're giving the funding for, what their goals are of the Salvation Army, how they're progressing as a company, and what they're going to do to make this happen. She also is giving the organizations face-to-face time. She wants they need to know what they're donating for. They'll have magazines that they'll be showcasing the companies that are helping out. They need to make sure, she needs to make sure that the people who are in the magazines, whose pictures are in the magazines, are okay being in that magazine. So she needs to gain permission from them. She needs to make sure that the people on the phone lines know what they're doing and they're answering the questions right when people ask about donating and what they want to donate for. She'll do press releases when there's problems. During the press releases, she has to be able to avoid certain situations like gay rights, abortion, or anything negative towards the company. She doesn't want to address those things. She wants to be very broad. The reason being is they don't want to lose funding from organizations who could give the Salvation Army a bad name. The way I plan on trying to get a job in the public relations field is continuing my education to make sure I get that bachelor's degree. Obviously, Annette had issues with being able to be promoted because she didn't have that, so that was a good thing for me to hear, to know that that's something that you do need to get. Volunteer experience is obviously going to help. That's something you can put on your resume. Updating my resume, keeping my resume up to touch, making sure that I have a good portfolio, making sure that I keep Annette isn't a contact, and making sure that I also have can get an internship somewhere that is relevant to the position. Thanks for your time.